Hello, my name is Matsiriso and welcome to the channel. Thank you for coming today. I had forgotten to record the intro of this video, but we're doing that right now, so enjoy. Lately I find myself not learning a lot, not doing much, not being active enough, but also I'm watching myself being on autopilot, in the sense that I can see myself within my body, but I'm just doing what I need to do in order to keep my space safe, in order to stay fed and just active and alive. And I can see it's just on auto mode, and everything else just follows behind it. But it's like I'm not even aware of it, but I'm aware of it. I imagine a world where I've created the things that I feel need to be created to make my life easier and better. But to see it existing in the modern space is very difficult for me. I've spent a good enough amount of time in the modern space to understand that this is where you work to collect. This is not where you stay and rest. No, this is where you work and you collect and you come up with ideas and you create. This is the space because it moves fast. There's different kinds of people, different perspectives, different ideas. Where does it really end? And I think, I don't know, internally it feels like a thing that I'm postponing my own. I hear people say allow things to go, and I respect that. And I think it's important to really be patient and allow things to reveal themselves. And I am allowing that, but I'm also impatient to want to understand where it all goes and where it's all coming from and what it all means and whether I'm making a good decision. Because I'm also coming to understand that things work when you work on them. You become successful because you work on success. You work on achieving what it is that you want to achieve, on the body you want to achieve, on the way you want to communicate. You work on things, right? They become better because you put that attention in there, you put the time in there, and the work. And also it's conflicting with the idea that things happen organically. Make an example, you meet someone and you immediately fall in love with them and everything seems to align and just things just naturally don't require that much work. Should I maintain the thing that I've been growing for such a certain amount of time and focus on that and keep my attention on that? If it's a person thing, and imagine you picking someone because you've spent the time working on them, working on each other, making sure that you both fit in each other's worlds and help each other wherever is needed, and then they end up choosing someone who they feel deeply for, like, and instantly it doesn't feel like working. So you end up doubting yourself whether to or not. So those are the things that I've been contemplating, thinking with being continuous and consistent with one thing, not one thing per se, but with something. Will it hinder the possibility of experiencing another? Because of who we are and how we are. And again, I'm making an example with people because I think that's easier to understand or to visualize as well. We don't want to be second best or be chosen in a group of people. We want to be number one. That's why there's contests, there's always a winner, and there's always people that are not winners, they're losers. We always need to be number one. There's that need, that want of, it's me that was chosen, it's me that's first, it's me, basically, this person is choosing. We always want that feeling. Imagine giving that someone that reassurance and them not giving it to you back, and it's a hurtful thing. So you cannot have your cake and eat it too, because at the same time you're also hurting someone else, whether you like it or not. The choices that I'm making in my life internally that will benefit me, and I don't know whether I'm making it rightfully or not, but they're allowing me to express myself in a way that I didn't think was possible. There's less guilt and less shame about it because I'm in understanding that I'm a growing person. I'm in understanding that always is going to be things that are changing, things that are feeling different, things that I understand differently or see differently. So it makes sense that certain towards people will be much more comfortable due to either time or experiences shared between the two people, whatever the case might be. But I guess it's part of growth as well. It's just you grow, you get to realize shit, you get to see shit, and I think also this kind of thinking, because it's kind of walking through dust, which is ironic because the air is so full of dust. Oh my gosh, global warming. Terrible, right? We need more trees just to minimize the dust on these highways. But it feels like I'm going through that. It's just uncomfortable, but it's just like, no, I gotta keep going. Just put on protective gear to protect my skin from all the dust coming. But nonetheless, it does not minimize the fact that it is dust and I'm going through it, you know. I've committed myself into doing something and I need to commit to it. And I know I'm gonna commit to it. It's just that taking the first step is always a scary thing. Like literally jumping off the ledge is always the scary part. Having jumped is always the best part of it all. I'm in that moment where I'm trying to find guidance and confidence and motivation and kind of, because when I know that there's someone who's supposed to love me and someone that's supposed to support me, someone to do something on my behalf, and when they don't do the thing that they're supposed to do, I end up feeling discouraged, which is not a positive thing, it's not a good thing. So when in my head I'm thinking, no one is on my side, no one is in support to me. Not to say I need to be like, oh my god. Nah, it's just to say like, nah. At the end of the day, the motivation comes from me, the consistency comes from me, the dedication, the research, the understanding, it comes from me. So this relies on me, so I give myself the full responsibility. Therefore, I know that no one is supposed to do anything else. Also, conjuring people in my life makes me feel that way, makes me feel like, oh, now I feel like you're obligated to support me, you're obligated to hear my worries about these things, to hear me talk 24/7, and they are not. And that is not to say that they have told me that they are not and showed me that they're not. No, they're caring, they're there, they're present, but it's just, to me it feels like a job that I should care for. This shouldn't be something that I'm imposing onto someone else. But also at the same time, all I think about is what I'm currently working on throughout the whole entire day. Whatever I talk about, whatever I discuss, is what I am internally going through or trying to figure out in other aspects of my life, which makes sense because lately I have not been able to really talk about what I want to talk about, because what I want to talk about, what I had planned to talk about, isn't what I'm currently doing and busy with and currently occupying my mind. So I'm not able to really talk about it, and hence why this conversation feels like dust in the air and doesn't really have a subject or topic line. So it's just a matter of consistency and keeping that self promise, because again, keeping promises to yourself, that's self-respect on another level that I want to continue practicing. But I'll find my ground and eventually I'll be able to tell the space what it is that I've been working on and what it is that I'm wanting to achieve, if there is anything that I'm working on or wanting to achieve, and the kind of relationships I'm kind of trying to conjure with my family members and people in general, and kind of have a network type of money making friendships, partnerships, business wise kind of going on, that I need to create like a portfolio of good people to have around. Like I wanna be beneficial to them as they are to me type of a situation. I need to stop saying type of a situation. I need to take the initial step and just focus my attention on achieving what is best for me, you know. And I think we all need to do that. Honestly, we all need to do that. You need to find a space in your life where things are connecting and they're communicating, and what you're doing doesn't feel like labor. Like, of course, you're gonna be tired. Of course, it's gonna be tiring and exhausting, but it won't feel like a chore or someone is making you do something you don't want to do. You feel like, okay, I'm cleaning my room because my room needs to be clean. It makes me feel better. It opens up the air, freshens up things. So you keep your room clean, and whatever the case might be, you're doing it because it needs to be done. It benefits you greatly in other aspects. Might not be in that aspect per se, but it's something that benefits you. And I think people need to do that more, living for themselves and thinking for themselves, making decisions for themselves um, that benefit them long term. Because over time, the only person you have is yourself, and the only thoughts you have the only person's judgment that you need to yourself. It's you. everything is on you. So you need to make the best choices for you and choices that work for you with your plans. What do you see your 6-year-old vision looking like? And start making plans that fit that. Don't make plans that fit someone else's plans. They go, that person made a good choice, good for them. And then you're like, thank God I embraced them. No, make choices that work for you. Whether people will think, is she crazy? Why would she do that? That is such a non-material thing to do. But it's a material thing to do because material is doing it. Otherwise, why would I be doing it if it's not a me thing to do? It's me, I'm doing it. So I hope that the coming month of October and November, the coming few months of 2023 will be good for me and for you, and they'll be filled with clarity and achievement and what we need to achieve individually and collectively as well. And may this YouTube thing continue to grow. And I think the fact that if you've watched previous videos that I've filmed, you realize that I really do, when I speak, I do speak as if I'm speaking into the void, because normally there's not much people watching it or any person watching it completely. I'm just like, I'm speaking to the void, there's nobody listening, it's just me. But now I'm evidently seeing that people are watching because the numbers are piling up. They've showed up like from the first video to the current video. It's like, oh wow, so many people have seen my shade. Like, that's crazy. That's not one person seeing it over this amount. This is a group. This is how much. And it's like, damn, it's a lot of people watching you, man. Come on. But I do want to maintain the fact that as I am a physically existing entity, I can be perceived as much as I can perceive. So it's just hard to know that people watch you. It's like you're watching something else is watching you. And it's like, oh my God, I thought I was like an invisible thing just watching things happen. But no, I'm here too. People can see me too. People can talk to me, can touch me, can move me, and it's just like, damn, we're all in here. It's crazy. But let's make the most out of it. Collectively and individually. Have your sense of individuality and stay strong with that, because it's really important to know who you are and what you stand for. Not to write the best motivational letter or cover letter for a job application or for groups of people to like you, but for you to like you and genuinely be wanting to spend more time with yourself. Thank you again for watching and for subscribing and for piling up. And now I know I am a perceived thing, and I am not just an entity speaking into a void as if there's nothing that the sound is bouncing off of. So that's cool. Thanks. Goodbye.